Heading into Sydney for the second day of the championships, we're joined by Brad Gray as part of our isolation interviews. And Brad, wow, this is some sort of day of racing. That Queen Elizabeth field is absolutely top notch. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Aidan, and everybody watching out there. You're right. This Queen Elizabeth field has been coming together for a couple of weeks now, and we're just lucky that all of these horses, who are a really classy crop of horses, obviously, have converged at the same time in terms of being in form. It's so rare to find a race where you've got a lot of horses right at the top of their game. The track this morning has come up a heavy 8, and I think the track's going to have a really big bearing on the winner in this race. And it's no surprise to see Addeybb, the first horse to tighten up this morning. Obviously, he's a very good wet tracker, and with the query over the Japanese horse Danon Premium on the ground, it's probably tipped a few punters into thinking, well, I'm going to snipe that price.
Yeah, it's probably helps Melody Bell to some extent, but yeah, like you say, Danon Premium, Tiako Shark, they're probably the two that are less advantaged. I guess another one who does come into it is Very Elegant.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Very Elegant obviously was a big winner of the Tancred there. Drops back to 2,400 metres to 2,000. But if it's a testing track, that might be an advantage for her. It's just weighing up how important J-Mac is to this horse. Obviously, she's been a bit of a project horse for Chris Waller and James McDonald in terms of getting her to settle. You get a world-class replacement with Nashua Willa, but all the same, I don't think you can underestimate exactly how important J-Mac is to that horse in terms of getting her to drop her head and hit the line.
Who's on top for you in that race, Brad?
I've got Addeybb on top. I went back and forward a couple of times, but I just love that Rambit run. I thought it was outstanding. They obviously crawled in the early stages, but the turn of foot that he showed at the end of that race was world class. His last 200 metres there was actually the quickest across the entire meeting. So when you're doing that at the end of 2,000 metres, regardless of how the race is set up, you're certainly doing something right. And as we alluded to a little bit earlier, the wet track, he absolutely loves it. He's a mudlark.